happening lately. Still waiting on bits and pieces and things to turn up. Still waiting on the clamps so I can get those guards done. A few other bits. Finally got the Datsun washed and recoated. Got those brackets made. Some of you probably saw that in the post for a mate's ute. And yeah, I reckon now I'm going to look at doing these corners. As you can see, they're a bit ordinary. Not much left of them. Pretty bad on the rear as well. I'll be keeping that bracket. I've got to weld that on whatever I build or sort out. Ended up getting one side done. It's not flash, but it's the first attempt at it. I've never really sort of built anything with multiple bends and curves, and it's not far off. Like it's fairly close. Mainly just using hammers and dollies, and a little bit on the shrinker stretcher. As you can see, I went down there. It's probably not very healthy to have the metal like that, but the corners here, I end up doing the driver's side. Probably come up a lot nicer. It's a bit more meat on the bone. This one's not too bad. End up getting these cab corners basically done. They're a prick of a job, but got it done. Built this one first, and wasn't too bad. I built the second one. It was looking better. And then fitting it to the cab, and I changed a couple of things as well. Yeah, it was just not going to work. So fucking in the bin. So I built this one. Tried a couple of different things as well. So they come up not too bad. So I've tried to build them as symmetrical as I could. They were one piece in that post I put up, but it was it was just a better idea to cut and weld that section in. I could fold it all and get it all set up and then weld it in. So yeah, basically needs a bit of a trim around the top. Yeah, ended up making the ends sort of fit reasonably good. There's going to be some gaps to fill, of course. I can't build anything that doesn't have gaps. But so yeah, finally got them done. It's been kicking the ass, doing my head in, so hopefully they'll be good enough to use. I'm just going to now get all the spot welds drilled out. I need to get these plates off the back here and start getting them ready to weld on the back there. It's just mainly the sides now. Go back onto those boxes over there. Firewall. Still waiting for me butt weld clamps to turn up, so I haven't done the guards yet. Anyway, it's about sun up, so it's probably a good time to head to bed. Come back out here on the weekend, start building something else. Not a whole lot going on at the moment. Been pretty busy with other things. Post has been a bit slow as well, so trying to get back out here and just doing as much as I can. Those brackets on, it's onto the sides now. Cut them out, folded what I can. I need to chase up a profile gauge. I don't actually have one at the moment. I've been meaning to buy one. So I've done the folds and that. I just don't want to do any radiuses at the moment. I've left the backs pretty long because that's actually got like a slight radius to it, and that's going to have to be folded in probably by just hammer and dolly. And that's the other thing too, is when you're folding, always have a look at what your lengths are and everything, because with this side I folded the one down the middle there, which didn't allow me to fold the end one, so I end up having to do that by hand. So it looks a little bit ordinary. This one I ended up doing the end first and just getting away with doing the big one. So yeah, it's just small things like that can bring you unstuck pretty quick. When I was cutting the sections off, I actually traced them, so it's given me all me shapes and everything, and lengths and bits and pieces. I also write down some measurements in my book, and so it's been pretty handy. I've also still got that cab outside there, so if I need to I can run to that and get me links and bits and pieces. So it's quite a bit later than when I originally planned to come out here again. I got busy the other day. Today went to shit pretty quick. I was getting me shopping and that. The old Datsun come to the corner, cut out, wouldn't start again, no spark. There, tried a few different coils, bits and pieces. And yeah, it works out that the points dizzy that's in it had been converted to electronic. I finally packed it in today, so first time I've ever needed a tow from a breakdown. And luckily when I was building the ute, I bought an electronic dizzy thinking that it was still points, and didn't end up using it for the fact of, yeah, didn't need it. Tried to sell it, no one was really wanting to buy it. And yeah, coming lucky saved me ass, because I ended up chucking it on, bang, straight away, fired up, no worries. Actually runs better now. Recheck the timing, so yeah, we're back on the road again. Finally, got the new butt welding clamps. Been keen to try these out. Seen some fairly good things, so I reckon we'll get on these guards. I'll give them a clean up, get them ready to weld, and yeah, smash them together. Hopefully have myself a trailer soon. Yeah. Both backing plates are now tacked on, so I'll get into welding it. Because it's a radius and metal's been expanding, there's probably a couple of bits that are a bit tight, so I just gave them a hit with the grinder, and that sort of thins out that area, and yeah, allows the weld to still get through and penetrate. And yeah, those butt clamps don't work too bad. The only thing is with this panel, yeah, because it was moving so much, these were getting quite stuck. But they were good to hold the panel initially, hang it up, and yeah, then I ended up just using a magnet, try and level it up, and yeah, it's come up pretty level. Yeah, I'll get to welding these. I don't have much gas left in my bottle, so I might make it yet. That's the straightest thing, but it should be good enough. Just tried to blend it in, so yeah, all the welds not hanging out. I started welding it. And yeah, what I didn't realise was the weight of it hanging, plus me welding around all this radius here. It's actually making the centre panel curve. So I thought I was going to have a fair job to straighten that out. And then, yeah, I ended up starting to plenish the welds. It's not the easiest thing to do with a MIG, because the weld's so stiff. That's why a lot of people prefer TIG, because the TIG welds are a lot more pliable. They tend to just squash. These just get hard and brittle, usually end up with cracking. So yeah, I sort of plenished it as best I could. Got a few bits that were wanting to crack, so I ended up running back over them. But yeah, it ended up straightening out that centre panel. Probably slightly bowed out now, but that'll probably work out alright. On to the second one now. Yeah, you always learn each time you do something. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to run the grinder along this line, open it right up. That should help get the weld right down in there. So this side's probably not too bad. Just get the peno in there. And yeah, I'll probably might even weld it so it's vertical, so the weight's not trying to push the panel down. Like, it's not much, but it is enough for it to start curving in the middle. So I went around with the grinder, just open up those gaps. So when you're welding, the metal's going to go somewhere. If you got a bunch of them together, it's just going to push against each other and end up causing issues elsewhere. So hopefully this time around, shouldn't have as much issue. Second guard's done. Definitely went a lot better than the first one. Cutting it was a good idea, had room to move. Also penetration was better. And I ended up doing small stitches sort of every while or so, instead of just tacking it like I did the first one. And yeah, I didn't have to really go over it at all, re-welding anything. It's a little bit ripply, but they're trailer guards, so they're going to have to do, and they look a hell of a lot better than the ones that were on it. The gas bottle finally ran out as I was finishing the last weld, so timing's pretty good. Got lucky. About time I get some luck today. It's been a bloody long one. So yeah, these are basically right to go. I've also cleaned the fronts up as best I can. A little bit ripply from shrinking and stretching, but again, that'll do. As you saw, I welded the backs on, leveled them out. Because they've been sitting so long, they've gone pretty rusty. So I've got some of the oxytec antiox. It's a phosphoric acid. It's pretty good stuff. I've seen a lot of people use it. A lot of good reviews and bits and pieces. So there's a video on YouTube on how to use it, how to apply it. So that's pretty handy as well. So I've just got 10% and some water, scotchy pad, and yeah, water to dilute it once it's neutralise it once it's done. Air hose, dry it off. Hopefully that'll bring it back. And then I've got some of the, when I get to it, some of the Easy Foss, which is just like a protectant coating. Fix it for a little while. Hopefully I can just spray this on and it can sit around for a little bit longer. So I'll get into this, give this a go. I haven't done it before, so it's sort of a trial for me, but I feel fairly confident in it. A lot of people are happy with the product, so it's worth using. So we'll get into it. Just a quick comparison. So I've cleaned up there. As you can see, it's nice and shiny again compared to what it was. So yeah, this shit works bloody shit hot. Probably needs another just run over to clean it up. Just gotta make sure there's no extra laying on there. And yes, I probably should be wearing gloves, but I'll find out the hard way. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that's come up. That's basically brought it back to where it was before. Yeah, very happy with the product. As you can see, there's a little bit of sort of residue on there, but that was only 10% mix. So yeah, what, 50 mils, 500 ml of water. It's not much at all. And yeah, when you're scrubbing, you get going, and you'll sort of get going, and then you'll notice it'll stop taking the rust off, and it won't sort of rub as much. So all you do is just re-dip it, hit it again straight away, lifts it up. So it's a good indicator to know that, right, it's time to put some more on. So all you do is just dunk it back in there, rub it again, and yeah, it takes it straight off. So pretty happy with that. So I'll get into the rest of it, get it done. So finally, after a shit ton of scrubbing, guards are pretty much right. This one probably didn't clean up as well, still a couple of bits there. It was probably the one that was sitting on top, copping the most. But I'm going to run over them with the Orbi anyway. And then, yeah, I can put the Easy Foss on, but pretty happy with how the stuff works. It's fairly simple. Probably get a lot better Scotch-Brite. As the video says, use a green Scotch-Brite. I only had a red one. So they were going pretty doughy after a while, so it meant a lot more scrubbing for me. But while I was at it, I ended up doing my other pieces, cleaning them up. Even the one along the back. And yeah, they look a shit ton better when they're cleaned up. I just want to sand them up, get all the bits of residue and that off them. And then yeah, I can coat them. They should be right for a month or two, but hopefully I'll get into it before then. So I'll get into that done. I reckon the poor old compressor's about to throw a rod. Singing up now. So the guard's done. All treated, sanded up. So basically they're ready for paint. Got the Easy Foss coating on them, so they should be protected for a little while. The good thing about that stuff too is I can paint straight over the top. So that's pretty easy. Cleaned all the other parts up too, coated them. And yeah, the Orbeez pretty good. Cleans up all the edges, all the radiuses and bits and pieces. Plus it makes it look like I know what I'm doing. Been plodding around with these guards, putting them on the trailer, just seeing how they're going to look. I've done a 25mm notch in the guard there. I've done that, so that's decided the height. The bit I was worried about with the brake caliper and that, still going to be an issue, so now I've got to build some notched out areas, probably some boxes, just to so the shit's not flinging out of them onto the deck of the trailer and on the car and that's on there. So I'll get into building them now and I'll put them in. I've measured out and cut the sections out I need to clear the brakes and the axles. I've only done one at the moment, just going to do one, see how it goes, and then if it's good, get on the second one. So I've just cleaned up some metal, not really too fussed, I just went over it with a wire wheel. I've already done a couple, folded them up. Up, set them with the polyfan, then the Orbeez. Yeah, well, so yeah, they're all cleaned up, ready to go on. So yeah, they'll just sit on like that. Yeah, it's just the order you do things on. See, I could have welded these on and then welded these corners here, and it would have been just a mission and a half to try and tidy them up. So you do them beforehand, they're all right to go. So yeah, they're right to weld on now. So I'll get into doing that. You won't speak my name, and these choices I've done. As you can see, it's all smoothed off, tidied up. Yeah, didn't come up too bad actually. They look pretty nice, flush. Look better than my last attempt on the other guards. Yeah, the outside, it's pretty good. As you can see, it just looks like it's sort of straight on there. A little bit of sort of bleed through there, but yeah, it's not too bad really. So it's 2 guards done. Just got to get them on the trailer, figure out the bolt holes, drill them, and yeah, they're basically right to go. Still got to run a support brace in the middle there, and drill the holes for me clearance slots. But other than that, pretty much right to go. Once these are on the trailer, and I can get this to blasting back again and start welding some sections in, and hopefully start seeing some change. That's the plan anyway. So anyway, we'll get back out here tomorrow, see where we're at.